As someone who loves fashion, I often feel this push and pull between wanting a very curated wardrobe and then wanting options. So I recently did a wardrobe declutter and I honestly have fallen back in love with my wardrobe. I feel like my outfits are better and are more creative. I want to share in today's video wardrobe tips to build your dream wardrobe. And this is based on things that have worked and failed in my wardrobe. The whole reason I wanted to make my wardrobe more curated, more intentional is kind of because of my makeup collection. So this is my everyday makeup. I do have other bits and pieces, but as a whole, it's pretty edited. And I want to take some of this curation and apply it to my wardrobe. Today's video includes a partnership with Songmont. I have one of their beautiful bags in my wardrobe, and I'll be showing you in a bit more detail later on in the video. The first wardrobe tip that helps me get closer to my dream wardrobe is only keeping clothing that has function to me. So the first way I like to think about function is that it needs to fit us, it needs to be comfortable to wear, and we need to have the lifestyle to match with the clothes so that the clothes will get worn. And then the second part of function that I've been thinking a lot about is that our clothing should spark some joy. We should look at our clothing and our wardrobe and love what we see. Otherwise, it just feels like clutter in our space. If I have a piece of clothing and it doesn't make me feel great in it, or I associate it with something I regret, or just any kind of negative emotion, then it's almost better for me to pass on this item to someone who will love it, as opposed to keeping it in my wardrobe. So with this black dress, it's super functional because it's made from cotton. I can wear it for daytime, I can wear it for evening, but it's also stunningly beautiful with all the details, and when it ticks both of the function boxes, that's how I know something is a keeper. I love these pointel t-shirts. I'm wearing one today actually, and these are super functional, easy pieces to wear, but they're also really beautiful, and because of that, they get lots of wear in my wardrobe and they're ultra functional. Before doing this declutter, I honestly feel like I had too much stuff and it almost feels like it was weighing on me. Whereas now I'm just so much more excited about my wardrobe, about thinking of combinations, and I'm super excited to keep it curated and not overclutter it too much. I get asked a lot of questions about clothing care. I think we've probably all done this before where we've washed something and it came out either smaller, or the wool was felted, or the silk was just never the same again. And I just want to share with you some quick tips on what are the most impactful things I do in my wardrobe. So first thing with wool sweaters. I like to have cedar blocks with cedar spray so that it prevents moths from eating a hole into the sweater. This is like first thing I do whenever something is in my wardrobe or in storage. I also really like and recommend garment sprays. So the reason I use something like this is because I think that we all have a tendency to overwash our clothing, and especially things like sweaters, they really don't need to be washed very often at all, especially the ones that are not directly on our skin. I've honestly learned to air these out with my laundry outside. I will kind of occasionally mist them. I will spot clean them, but I don't really wash them very often. This is not something crazy I do, but rather if your knitwear is wool, it has self-cleaning properties and it just doesn't need to be washed that often. And then with pieces that are closer to my skin, I do always hand wash these. I don't really recommend putting any knitwear through the machine unless it's machine washable, or unless it's cotton or something stronger, because oftentimes they will felt a little bit and they don't ever have the same softness and shape as it did pre-wash. If I'm hand washing something that is delicate, the key thing I do is to not wring the fabric or to stretch the fabric when it's wet. And what I'll do is I'll place on a towel and then roll the towel to remove the water from the garment. A lot of fibers are the most delicate when they are wet, so we want to be careful how we handle them when we're washing it. A lot of the time, you know, especially with wools and sweaters, the way that it dries is the way that it will look. So if you are drying it on a hanger and stretching it out, then it will be stretched out afterwards. So you want to be very careful to keep things flat as well. This bag is the Songmont Small Shan Satchel Bag. And with Songmont bags, everything just has incredible craftsmanship. Their bags are often very classic but still elevated. And I love love how thoughtful all the design elements are, even for this bag, which looks simple, but it's got very functional details. One of my favorite things about this bag is that it only weighs 325 grams. So it's insanely light and very comfortable to wear, especially if you want to fill it up a bit. You don't have to worry about the bag itself being heavy. It's made from a high quality top grain leather with the trim, and then the fabric of the bag is a canvas with a medical grade coating over the top. The coating makes it feel very resistant and durable to marks and stains because obviously it is a lighter fabric and you want that coating to protect the bag. I don't know how they do it, but the way to get in and out of this bag is so ridiculously easy, and it makes using this bag that much more seamless. Songmont also pays a lot of attention to their hardware, making sure that it's fade resistant, but it also just feels very high quality when you interact with it, and it doesn't feel flimsy at all. I love a good design and a good design inspiration. This bag is inspired by ancient book bags often carried by monks, and I love that they've taken that inspiration and made it modern. There are these buttons on the side you can open to expand the bag slightly, and as you can see, it's a simple interior maximizing storage with one little pocket compartment as well. The charms are separate to the bag, but I love the beautiful quality of their charms, and I also feel like it just matches the aesthetic of the bag really well. If you're wondering how I like to wear this bag, I'm a big top handle person, so I love holding it by the top handle, and then my second preference is wearing it as a crossbody, and then more occasionally I'll wear it on the shoulder, but I tend to be top handle or crossbody kind of person. I'll have this bag in this exact colorway and size linked down below, and I also have a discount for you if you use the code HelenJ12, which I'll put on the screen and in the info down below. If you want to build your dream wardrobe, then I would say one of the things you want to be careful about are buying duplicates in different colors. So the reason I want to talk about this is because when I was decluttering my wardrobe, I noticed that I was often letting go of pieces I loved but in another color. And at that same time, there was this Alison Bornstein post recommended to me about why duplicates don't work. It made perfect sense to me. This is my Sazam Betty cardigan in navy, and I love this cardigan so much, and I've talked about it so much because it's truly that versatile and that flattering. I love that it's got these crochet edges. They don't have this on every color, but they do on the navy, and I love that it's got tortoiseshell buttons, and I love that this color is the perfect shade of navy, and it just works. I've also had the Betty in a lot of other colors, and to be honest, while they are all very good knitwear pieces, they never match this one in versatility. Often when we fall in love with an item, don't forget that the color and the combination plays a big part. This dress in white, holy grail status. This dress in green is pretty nice, but again, not the same. I also think it's not just the color, but it's also the button pairing and the combination that can make a difference, where this is a tortoiseshell and the other one is more seamless with those white buttons. I've always known this tip, and I'm pretty sure like I've even spoken about it a long time ago, but hearing this tip from Alison at the right time where I was decluttering pieces I had bought in duplicates really consolidated how important it is to pinpoint what you like about a garment. Because if you can pinpoint it, it means that you are going to be able to judge for your wardrobe whether something is going to work or not. I know that I'll never get this perfect, but I am trying to minimize these items. This has actually been kind of a hoarder behavior for me, where the moment I got this and I loved it, I thought it was so ridiculously flattering. The first thing that came to mind was, I wonder if it comes in other colors. That is not the approach I want to take for my wardrobe. I just want to be content with this item, wear and enjoy this item, and not be thinking about the black one with the white accent or the white one with the black accent. I just want to enjoy this specific version I have, and then if I happen to need another top in the future, I can look at the options, but for now, just sticking to the one version I have and not duplicating it is something I want to do. I mentioned this in my last video, but I want to ask myself more often, if I could only have one, is this the one I would choose? Because especially for basics, there are 101 options out there, white t-shirts, striped knits, sweatshirts, and they're all more or less the same, but there are often little details that make it work better for us or worse. And I want to find the one that satisfies me enough so that I'm not constantly on the search for something better. In my wardrobe, whenever I rush something and I want things like immediately here and now, I will just get something that fits well, it's pretty good, but maybe there is something better out there that I knew, but I just wanted it fast. So I want to really avoid things like this and ask myself, if I could only have one in my wardrobe till the item falls apart, is this the item I would pick? Successful examples, I've had this Sazan Leontine for years now. I still think that this is my favorite one I've come across because the sleeves fit well, the body fits well, it's boxy but it's not too long. It's oversized but not too much. It's cotton, it washes well, it basically ticks every box I have. I can wear with the buttons closed, open, and it's versatile. Same with this sweatshirt, it's pretty hard to compete with it. And honestly, I've also learned now that whenever I do bring in the sweatshirt, if it's not as good as this one, I'm not gonna wear it. So now I know there's no point in buying another sweatshirt unless it rivals this one, which is very hard. So it's kind of stopping me from buying a lot of other things that could have been very distracting for my wardrobe. I'm currently organizing my clothes so I can see all of my event wear, like in the corner there. But even with my event dresses, I have a couple of dresses that they're so stunning. Every time I go out and I'm like looking for maybe like a new event dress, I take a look and then I just leave because I can just see that there's nothing here that rivals what I have. So that's the reason I've repeated these event dresses like 3, 4, 5 times in the last couple of years because there's just nothing better out there, and in the long run, it's really saving me a lot of effort and money having purchased the one that I actually want. I'm not even saying that it needs to cost you an arm and a leg, but simply being intentional and buying well is going to end up saving you a bit in the long run. Another tip to build your dream wardrobe is to put a little effort into your loungewear and your really casual wear pieces, because I find that I wear these more than anything else in my wardrobe. And the funny thing is that I often feel like I put more effort into searching for those nicer pieces for events or for evening or for dressed up occasions, and I can neglect this section. But over the last couple of years, I feel like I've noticed this and tried to find pieces where they will make me feel my best on those casual days, which in my lifestyle is most days. Most evenings if I catch up with a friend, on weekends if I grab coffee with someone, I'm often not in the fanciest dresses but in elevated loungewear pieces because it's just what feels right for the occasion. If we can put a little bit more effort into this section of our wardrobe, it just means that even on those worst days where we're super casual, we haven't put in much effort, we'll still look cute because the pieces we've chosen for our wardrobe suits our style and looks good on us. I have these Everlane sweatpants which I purchased on sale. I think these might not be available anymore, but I love that they have this barrel shape cropped style. And I even love the grey with the white drawstring. It's little details like that that make me love wearing this simple sweatpants. Probably my absolute favorite are the Lululemon oversized sweats. I really like the shape of these where they are baggy but not too baggy. And there are a few ways that I can wear them with the waistband and the cuff that makes them feel really versatile in my wardrobe. I mentioned this so many times, pointel t-shirts. I think this was I'm wearing one today. These are like the ultimate example of what I'm often wearing as loungewear and then to run errands. Something I love in my wardrobe is color. And what often happens when we try to be more intentional with our wardrobe is that we go to neutrals because they are more versatile and they match together really well. But I don't want to do that because color is such a big part of my style. I honestly feel so happy when I wear color. It's not something I want to sacrifice. So I have a few quick tips on what is an efficient way to add color in a wardrobe. The first thing I stick to is that most of my colors are in the same family. So they are from neutral to warm. They usually don't extend to extremely warm, and they usually don't go to extremely cool either. It's somewhere in this middle region that I find both flattering on me, but they're also colors and tones I like. When you narrow down this range to not be the full spectrum, what happens is that all the colors you have will work really well together because there is something tying them together in the undertone. I like very earthy colors, so these are the main colors that I like to wear in my wardrobe. These all work together really well, which is why you see me put so many colorful outfits together on Instagram. Because they are all in somewhat of a family, they just work together seamlessly. In my wardrobe, I also do have enough neutrals to ground it. If you only have black and white and then you have tons of color, there's nothing to tie them together. Whereas because I have a lot of like neutral tones, like beige, light grays, taupes, things like that. I can pull together outfits and match the neutrals with colors very easily. And then the final thing that really makes color easy is that most of my wardrobe is neutral, but I often have color in my handbags and accessories. So what this means is that I can wear any outfit and then add a pop of color in my accessories. It's such an easy way to get dressed, and it also makes the accessory very versatile because I know that most of my wardrobe is neutral, so I can wear that accessory pretty much any day. This is a formula I've stuck to for years, and it really works for my style. Something I used to do and I want to start doing again is to have a list of go-to outfits. There have been a few days where maybe I'm a bit stressed, not feeling my best, and I find myself digging through my wardrobe, not sure what to wear. That's just crazy because obviously there's no shortage of options. There's no shortage of me sharing inspo with you on Instagram, YouTube that I can refer back to. On those days where I'm not feeling amazing, I really want something that's tried and tested and I know works. There are also some days for me where no matter what I'm wearing, nothing looks right. So on these days, what I find helpful is to have a bank of go-to outfits of specific combinations that I have to trust my past self on and just believe that they look good and they look put together. Because when I'm in a funk, nothing seems to feel right. I'm looking at my list of outfits right now, and what I find helps for me is that I don't just want formulas, I don't just want jean and blazer. I want to know the specific piece that I should wear in my wardrobe, like down to all of the details, so that I can grab this and go and basically not think about it. I also separate these go-to outfits into tiers. So we've got super casual, we've got everyday, and then we've got nighttime dressed up. I'm gonna try on some of the combinations I wrote down so you get an idea. And I think being super specific here means that I am just so confident in knowing that I always have something to wear that I will look and feel good in, no matter what kind of funk I'm in that day, and even on days where I can't put together a decent look. For those of you who don't work from home, you definitely want this for work, for everyday wear, and then for meetings and like more dressed up days. You want to have those go-to looks that will make you feel really polished, very professional, no matter what the task or what the day is. Let me know in the comments what you do for your wardrobe. There are no like right or wrong answers. Whatever works for you, makes you feel your best, is the right approach, whether that is a very large wardrobe or very tiny. I love reading your comments and seeing how we all approach this topic of the wardrobe. Thank you so much for your time and support in today's video. If you'd like to read more about that Songmont bag, I'll have the link down below, and then also my code if there's anything you wanted to check out. I hope you all have a lovely week ahead, and I'll see you next one. Bye.